I'm on tonight. And I know somebody's going to come and join me. Wherever they are, please come along and join Auntie D. We're going to talk a little about poverty in our society. How can we alleviate or remove poverty? Right? Okay. How can we remove poverty from our society? What are some things that causes poverty? What is poverty? How we know when we are poverty stricken? But that's why I think that prevents us from achieving our goals and allows us to be in poverty all the while. Poverty? Okay, see somebody join me. Good evening. Now, poverty is seen as an era of life that is not anticipated for person gone, and it causes us to lose our self-esteem. There's nobody around to motivate us, and we feel like we are not contributing to society. And there are many reasons why one cannot contribute to society because of limited resources in the form of education, finances. Maybe they don't live anywhere. So some friend, somebody give them some accommodation, and they may not be able to get a job to carry through their daily spending, and they are unable to get an apartment for themselves because they lack education. Now, when I say education, at least they don't have the basic skills in education. Everyone would say that would have gone to a school, maybe some high school or colleges where they can properly suit themselves into a profession that they can, or a career path that can generate income for them to take them from that level that they were in all along. Maybe they grew up in that poverty level, poor level. So many of them may be sleeping on one bed in one room. The house is not big enough for each person to have a room for themselves. They have limited space, right? So to get poverty out of our life, and poverty will always be with us, because some persons will still not be able to achieve what, no matter how hard they try, because they are unable to reach a level where they can go by themselves. So they will always have to be with someone. Some persons I look at could be also those who are autistic or they have Down syndrome. So they have to be with their family. And at times the family may not be able to give them what they would really need to move on. And they cannot live outside of the home. They have to be there, right? And another area I also look at with regards to poverty, we have to push ourselves. We have to push ourselves. We push ourselves because we want to move from that level to another level. So whatever level you are in, you can reach another level. It's like you're climbing a ladder that has several steps and rung to go up. You don't just stay at the bottom one and feel comfortable. When you look up, you see more. You see another level that you can move up to. Don't stay at the bottom. If you try to stay at the bottom at all times, it means that you are not going to go anywhere. And the others who wants to rid poverty out of their life, they are going to pass you now going up. And you are not going to be happy when you look at them going up and you are still sitting at the bottom quite comfortable. You may be comfortable now, but when you are older, that's when now you're going to become very uncomfortable. Health and pride. God bless you, woman of God. Thank you. I'm not a woman of God, but I like to share my experiences. Right. So, thank you. Thank you for the honor. No. So, there are many ways. Sometimes, we are in a community where we can do some things, but the type of work that some persons want to do, they may not be fully qualified for that job, right? So apparently no, they would not have gone through the tertiary level for them to choose appropriately. So maybe, or maybe too, they become drop out of school, or their families are nowhere around to help them. Maybe the family is passed on, so there's nobody to give them that little push to allow them to move up, move on, right? So poverty sometimes stays with us for a while, but we can rid poverty out of our lives if we take it seriously that we don't want. Poverty is below pouring. Poverty is where you're not able to reach the bar of being self sufficient, right? But although it's difficult, I'm not saying it is easy, it's difficult, but you have to have a mindset to tell yourself that, okay, I'm at this level. When I get older or I choose to have a family, what am I going to afford to have a family when, I'm not able to even finance myself? I cannot supply my basic needs. I have to rely on somebody to give me some handouts. So you fit yourself into a career path now. So you must, maybe you may not be able to go into an institution, but you may be able to learn a skill from someone, become an apprentice, learn the skill from someone. And then now, you probably later on, you absorb it so much, you will be able to go on your own. Now, when you go on your own, you should tell yourself that, okay, I'm going to need a certificate because maybe I could move a little further into another position in a job elsewhere. And having something to show that I have the knowledge could push me even further. Things like that you have to think about. And it helps. It helps. We can't just sit laid back, comfortable, hands in our lap, and give up. Mm-mm. Can't give up. We have to push, keep moving, keep going. So when we push ourselves, when we have our children or families, we are able to motivate them. We know because we have done it to ourselves and we don't want them slide back. We want to push them along. So when they have their families, they too will be pushing them along. So that's why you want to be rid the poverty out of your lives. Right? Some persons they choose to move, they're able, they get some assistance, so they're able to move quicker through getting an education, somebody maybe in the community, or they are a little bit more knowledgeable. They probably went to high school or so they are able to get some little jobs, maybe some menial jobs. That doesn't pay much. But what they do, they try to save it. And saving is another aspect to help us get out of that low level poverty level. So you save that person will save some money and then now maybe go to do some extra classes. And it's always to look at education first because when you're educated, you're able to choose. But just going into job to job to job, you're not fully qualified, you have nothing to show, you don't have a certificate or anything to show. It's not sufficient. It's not sufficient, right? It's not sufficient. So, but at the same time, you try. Try. They always say nothing beats failure than to try. Once you try and if failure comes, you tell yourself that you tried. Tell yourself that you tried. So poverty is nothing that we beg for, but sometimes it do happens to the best of us. Persons can become homeless. They have their nice homes, nice families, and have their vehicles and living a good life. And something sets in, maybe divorce or death or something negative, and or they become homeless and they have nothing. So, it's something that we have to think about how we can rid poverty and don't allow it to come to return. Each time we move a little away from it, we move back into it. If we keep moving back into it, that means that there's no growth and we become stagnant. We're going to accept everything that comes at us. Right? You can put your comments, and share. You can share, man. Don't be afraid to share. You can share a point. You can share a point. So that's what I'm talking about. We have to work hard. We have to educate ourselves. And persons as early as 18, if they have at least a basic level education, they can continue on the road to mastering into having a career. They can continue. They choose an area that they can fit in with this, with the knowledge that they have, and continue to upgrade themselves. Right? So don't stay in the same level as you were born and you grew up. You need to lift yourself, and then so you're able to lift your parents or lift your family and in persons in the community, because they'll be looking at you as an example, and you encourage them to encourage. Encouragement sweetens labor, so you have to encourage each other, right? Somebody see you finish high school but you did not get all their subjects, and the parents don't have the money to pay for the subjects, and you can get to do a little menial job, a little job that maybe doesn't pay much. Don't just spend it on just nice things. Try to get yourself into an institution where you can go and get some additional qualifications. Because qualifications count. Not qualifying, you're not going to fit into any job. You may not be able to get a job. You have to have some form of qualifications. You're interested in, say, dressmaking or baking, working as a nurse, a teacher, police, soldier, doctor, whatever it is, you have to gear yourself towards it. You can't sit down comfortable for it to come and drop in your lap. You have to get up and move towards it. Move yourself. How are you going to move yourself? First, you're going to think, then you're going to use your feet to go to where you can get those training, and you're not fully qualified. Try to get something to do. Maybe you become self-employed. Maybe your family have land or something, or you can go and do some little menial jobs. You can buy and sell things. Maybe you go and work at the stores so you can have a little income, and you can save. And you know what I see persons do? Working at some stores, and they want to go to classes or they want to go and study. They tell the people they work with, and surprisingly, those persons, those managers for those establishments, pay their tuition, pay their tuition because they watch you work and they see how much you are serious. And when it comes to holidays, they go back to the same place and do their little holiday jobs. So we have to have a mindset. You have to have a mindset. Not having a mindset, you won't be able to move. And you're going to be stuck. When you're stuck, you become stagnant. And if you spend too long in it and cannot move, then that spells trouble. Trouble. You have to lift yourself within good timing. Practice it, honey, and tell me about it. I don't see any more comments. Only one person put a comment. Come on, man, write a comment so we can share. What was it like for you? What was it like for you? You have quite a few persons pop in and pop out. What was it like for you? Don't be shy. State your point. State your point. Okay. So I was talking to someone the other day, and the person said to me, why should she struggle to get herself out of that low level that she found herself in? Because she grew up very, very poor, and she tried every era, everything she knew to get into the act of things going on good for her. But things never really happened. It didn't go the way she wanted it. So she had a lot of disappointments. But I didn't discourage her. I tell her to keep trying. Keep trying. And today she's doing very well. But sometimes you have to have somebody like a rock in your life to encourage you. Right? We all need encouragement. because by ourselves we can sometimes we struggle, and it's just an encouraging word from somebody to tell you what to do, where to go, and maybe the person is able to recommend you into an area that you'll be surprised. But sometimes you can't keep things to yourself. You have to share the information, right? You have to share it. So that's how you're going to get help. If you keep your mouth shut, not sharing, not asking anything, nobody's going to come to you and say, "Oh, Mary, you need a job. What can you do?" You first have to go to the establishment. "I'm looking for a job to work as a teacher at this school. Do you have a position, or I need to work in this store? Can I pack bags? Do you need somebody to weigh the things? Do you need somebody to cut the meat?" And let them tell you no. They don't need anybody, no. But you have to try. You have to make that move. You have to get up. You have to get up and make the move. It may sound difficult, and it can be difficult because, in one aspect, you may want to go, but you don't have the finances to even put yourselves together to go. And you're going to become sad. So, whatever you have, go with what you have. You pray and you go. Somewhere you will get something to do somehow. Right? So you make that move. As the song said, make that move right now, make that move. You don't make that move, nobody's gonna make the move for you. And sometimes you go out, and your person, and I need somebody to work in the store, I need somebody to pack the things on the shelves, I need somebody to clean the shelves when the goods are to go there. I need somebody to work in the store to help me when I have to go out. You have to go. You have to go. And when you start, and you're there getting on and you're going, you have a family, you start to see how much you achieve. You may go and study. You have your home, your family, you have a car, nice furniture. You're able to sit back and say, "Oh, thank you, Lord. I achieved something out of life. Thank you for giving me the strength and the wisdom to go out." Mm-hmm. Thanks. So, we have to be thankful. Thankful. The Lord has given us many of His blessings, and we are the ones that stray. We are the ones that stray, and we are the ones that doesn't show love. We don't show love, and yet we expect to prosper. But as the Bible said, what? The leaf fell in the water, and you shall find after many days. But it doesn't mean that you're going to find the leaf itself from the water. It means that whatever you do now, it can come back to you another time. Another time. You can see a result. So whatever you do what is worthwhile. Do something worthy. Don't choose to do something where you say, "Okay, you need some money. You need to go and buy a nice suit, or you need to go and buy a nice pair of shoes, or some food to eat," and you're going to go down the street corner and watch somebody go into their home and rob them, take away their things, and run away with it. No, that is not good, because you're now going to put your life at risk. They're going to say, "Oh, we have this person going around in the community. We don't want this person here." Then you're going to be in problem now with the law, because you're not able to generate your own thinking, to generate your own ideas, to move towards what you want. You're going to choose not to go the wrong way. Or some friend may say, "No, don't bother with that. That takes too long. Go and do something until you can get quick money." Now, the quick money, is going to probably lead you astray. Because you need the money, and that's the quickest way. But if you sweat, as the Bible says, by the sweat of your brow, you shall eat bread. So it means you're going to sweat around your feet, but it means that you're going to be working. Because when we work, work hard, we become tired. So you work all week, and you're home now. At the end of the day, or the end of the week, you feel a sense of satisfaction. So you would now say, "Oh, I need to take a rest. I need to take a rest." Because what? You have seen that what you have done can be measured. You may be getting your pay that same week and getting your pay the other week. So you develop an anticipation. So you're tired, you rest because you were working. So by the sweat of your brow, you shall eat bread. It's not just the bread you're going to slice and eat. It means that you're going to have something for yourself. You have something that you can spend, you can buy clothes and food and prepare for the family. Am I reaching somebody? I'm not getting any I get response from one person. And I see persons there. I'm happy that you're listening just the same, but I'd love for you to respond. Please respond. Say something. Say something. Don't let it be a mono. One person communicating. I want to hear your views. I want to hear you. I want to hear your views. Write us the comments, man. Write a thing. Ask me a question that you believe I should be able to answer. Maybe you have a situation you want a little help. I may not be perfect. If I don't know, I try and get the answer at another time and come forward with it on the live and share it. Right? Okay. So we touch how we can alleviate or remove ourselves from poverty. Right? What other level can we move to? Now that we have achieved, what are we going to do? Are we going to just stop? We are going to push the same energy we had for ourselves. We're going to put that energy now to push persons that we come in contact with. Whether it's your church or school friends, college friends, or your relatives, friends in your community, you'll be able to observe persons and see wherein some persons need some encouragement, they need some advice, they need something to give them a little push, guiding them, telling them where they should go to get certain information, right? In order for them to become a complete individual in making their achievements possible, right? We can all achieve, but we would not all achieve at the same time. Mm-mm. If we were all to be working at the same time, there would be nowhere to put some of us. So while some are training, some are working, some are retiring. So the system goes on, right? System goes on and on and on. All right. So I'm still looking. I'm still anticipating. Auntie D still listening, She's not listening. She's still looking, hoping to see somebody put a statement or a question, post something. Don't tell me that we're going to end the live in a few minutes and I don't hear anything from anybody else. How is it? How are things at your neck of the woods where you are at this moment? Are you having good weather? Good sunshine? Are you having nice rain? Is it cold? Or are you appreciating the weather that you're having now? Are you able to go to school or go to work? I've seen some things in the media where in Spanish Town they were having tense, some tension there about 2 days now. A particular individual was made unalive through certain circumstances. So the people were not happy about it. So they were there, protesting and so forth. So I think maybe it would have calmed down. Some buildings were destroyed or they went to some places to do something, but apparently it wasn't as bad as it could have been. But I heard where the minister, Babsy Grange, said things would have been normal today. So I guess children were able to go back to school and the business community could continue with what they have to do. Because, they can't close businesses for too long because they have to pay workers, children have to go to school, they have a curriculum deadline to meet. Some have exams coming up in January, I think, and some have exams coming up in, I think, April, May. So, and they have end of term exam, monthly exams, and all of those things. So they need to be in school. So it was good that whatever happened was able to be controlled and don't go over, I do hope nothing will spill out further and cause any more unrest. Because sometimes when you're unhappy, you have to speak your mind, but we can all speak our minds without hurting anybody. You talk how you feel, share your opinion, but sometimes we really get too kind of heated. But that's it. Everybody tries to express themselves in a more, strong way. Some of us do it kindly, some of us can be so overwhelmed that they become uncontrollable, right? So they express themselves, and I think things are normal now. I didn't hear anything further or see anything in the news further. But apparently, they were not happy at this man who they see as a God sent man who assists them in the community and was more allowing them to live good. He was like a leader in the community, so they looked to him as a leader and apparently appreciate his leadership. So, with him taking out no, I mean, being made unalive, they were not happy. They were not happy about it. I just hope that nothing will escalate any further. It will just, calm down and people go back to their normal way of living, as the minister had said, that everything should be fine now. So tomorrow when I listen to the news, I hope that I won't hear that it flare up again. Because violence doesn't help us. It only breaks down. But it doesn't help us. But as I say, sometimes people resort in different ways to express themselves. And sometimes you cannot even stop them because they will turn on you to unleash that anger that they have. So you have to just leave them, and when they calm down now, they will come around. Even your friends, you have friends too. When they get angry, you have to know you approach them while they're angry. You have to know you approach them because they will just turn around and take out everything on you. Mm-hmm. You have to know you approach them. So to heal a wound, it comes with time. Time. As they say, time is the master of everything. Time is a measurement that you can't even measure. Time is a measurement, the master of everything. And time waits on no man. So whatever time you have in whatever you're doing, use up the time wisely. Don't waste your time because time lost now cannot be regained. Cannot be regained. So just keep yourselves in the right spot at the right time and measure your time. You may be 20, you may be 15, you may be 30, 40, 50, 60. You still have to measure your time. How much time do you spend watching the television? How much time you spend in the kitchen to cook, to clean up the house, to clean up the yard, to wash the clothes, to do the necessary thing? You must always put a time. You're going to spend an hour in the kitchen to prepare breakfast. Try don't spend 3 hours because it means that you could have done it in an hour, so you're wasting 2 hours. So in everything you do, whether you go out to work at an office or in an establishment, measure what you're doing with time. If I can't use time, I can't do anything because whatever, I must know if I'm going to spend an hour or 15 minutes to do something. I'm coming on the live and I have in mind how long I want to stay. Right? And if I see person staying on, I go a little more. But we must measure time. Time is important. We can't just live existing without the use of time. That's when we reach a certain age, we are going to be able to manage because we are going to be so weak, old and weak, and just trying to make some achievement. When you're at that stage now, at a retiring stage, where you cannot make it to the office or to the establishment, you have to be walking a stick, you're weak. Then that employer is going to say, oh, I think you should stay home, and get some rest. We want someone who can move around briskly and quickly. So we have to measure time. Once you're born, you have to die. Nobody born and from the time with Adam and Eve and is alive today. The Bible says a time to live and a time to die. So time is the master of everything. Time is the master of everything. So we must respect time. Time. Respect time will lead us into where we want to go. It will take us from poverty. It will lift our living standards. It will move us from where we are to another level that where we want to be. Right? So whatever we do, let us measure with time. Alright? Time is a master. Let us measure with time. So I see a few persons still on, and I don't see much response is coming. Okay, I think I'm going to end the live tonight, and I do hope that tomorrow I'll see more persons coming on and participating. Okay, have a good night. Take care. Remember, when you go to the videos, watch the videos, like the videos, and watch the videos, subscribe to the videos, subscribe to Auntie D TV. I'm reminding you. And thank you for subscribing, and thank you for watching. See you in my next live. Please turn on the notification to all, so that when I go live or a video is dropped, you will be the first to know. So whatever you're doing, once you have that notification on, you are ahead.